Hi guys, Kim here from Soaring Over the Magic, and I am at Epcot today, but we are actually going to be talking about Genie Plus. On Sunday, April 24th, we stayed on property and we purchased Genie Plus for the sole purpose to see how many lightning lanes we could actually get in a single operation. So first off, what is Genie Plus? Genie Plus is a paid service. It's $15 plus tax per person per day, and it allows you to skip to the front of the lines while getting a faster line for many attractions here at Walt Disney World. So there are no refunds on Genie Plus, and they do say that you can expect to get on 2 to 3 rides per day using the service. As of time of filming, there are actually 4 rides that are individual lightning lanes, which are ones that you have to purchase on top of Genie Plus, and the pricing varies per day. Those are Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom, Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure at Epcot, and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at Magic Kingdom. So this will probably change once Cosmic Rewind opens here at Epcot. I don't know if they're going to take Remy's off of paid lightning lane or if they're just going to add Guardians to it. So here's what made our day a little different than your average park day. We didn't do the parade, we didn't do any shows, we didn't do the fireworks. We strictly did attractions. Now, we did go back to the hotel twice during the day, so factor that in. We probably could have gotten 1 or 2 more lightning lanes in, but it was very warm and we needed the break. Also, because we were staying on property, we did have an advantage over other guests because we were able to book our first lightning lane attraction at 7 in the morning rather than at park open. So let's first go through our day using Genie Plus. You can purchase it day of, starting at midnight, so I would recommend getting it at least a half an hour before your 7 a.m. or whenever you are able to make your first lightning lane reservation. As I said before, resort guests can make their first lightning lane reservation at 7 a.m. and then off-site guests can get theirs when the park opens. This is definitely a perk for staying on site because a lot of the big rides, they go really fast in the morning, like Slinky Dog Dash or the mountains at Magic Kingdom. However, we decided to go for Expedition Everest because we were starting our day in Animal Kingdom. You can make your next selection 2 hours after the first one is made, or whenever you tap in at the touch points at the entryway to the attraction. After you tap in there, you can make your next lightning lane. Just be aware that some of them you do have to double tap at, where you tap at the attraction entrance and then you tap at the merge point. Once you make a new lightning lane, your 2-hour timer starts again. For example, we made our first lightning lane at 7 a.m. for Everest. The return time was probably at about 8:30, which was when the park officially opened. Since our return time was in those first 2 hours of park opening, we were able to grab one for Kilimanjaro Safari right when we tapped in at Expedition Everest. After we got in line for Kilimanjaro Safaris, then we made our lightning lane for Dinosaur. Now, some lightning lanes we were able to make within 15 to 20 minutes of our return time, but others were out pretty far. When we made our Dinosaur reservation at about 10:30, Jungle Cruise was already out to 7:15 at night. So those big attractions go super fast early on in the day. At around 12:30, we decided to stop trying for Navi River Journey because you can refresh the lightning lane to see if you can get different times or time slots that you really want. But we gave up on that and decided to look at Hollywood Studios, which would be our next park. As of time of filming, you can only hop after 2 p.m., so we went back to the hotel for a little bit. We did manage to secure a 12:30 p.m. lightning lane for Toy Story Mania, and then we went back to the hotel, rested for a little bit, and at 2:30 we were able to grab one for Star Tours. Now, our Star Tours we were able to make at about 2:30 for a 2:35 return time. So it's not really that super popular of an attraction. Honestly, it makes me a little bit sick, but I wanted to go on it just to see how long the wait would be and what the overall experience was using Lightning Lane. Since Star Tours was our most recent one made, we were actually able to make another Lightning Lane right after tapping in. It's a little windy. So since Star Tours was our newest Lightning Lane made, we were actually able to make another one right after we tapped in at Star Tours. So we made a Muppet Vision 3D at 2:55 for a 3 p.m. return time. So you do have an hour window in which to use your lightning lane. So after that we went over to Toy Story Mania and got on that. So next, because the heavy hitters at Hollywood Studios were gone for the day, like Slinky Dog Dash and Tower of Terror, we decided to start looking for our Magic Kingdom ones, which is where we were going for the remainder of the evening. As I said before, we got our first Magic Kingdom lightning lane at about 10:30 in the morning, and it was 7:15 for Jungle Cruise. So if you really want to go on Jungle Cruise, that's one that I would recommend getting super early because they're gone like that. And then after we used our Muppet Vision one, we actually made one for Big Thunder with a 6:20 return time. So we were really starting to stack those lightning lanes for later on in the day. I would recommend doing that definitely if you want to go to Magic Kingdom at night or if you're park hopping, because once it hits a certain time, a lot of them disappear. We actually could have made more lightning lanes, but we needed to wait for the return times on certain attractions to hit 6 p.m. One of the major downfalls of Genie Plus is that you cannot pick your return time. So you have to basically go with what they give you or constantly be refreshing the app to see if something new popped up in the time frame that you need. So we set timers on our phone, so exactly 2 hours after our next selection we made one for Pirates of the Caribbean, which was also at 6:20. So unlike Fast Pass, you can hold multiple lightning lane windows, multiple attractions in the same time window, which is honestly a little nice. So by that point we were holding 3 lightning lanes for Magic Kingdom before we even stepped foot inside the park. Once we tapped in at Pirates, because it was our most recently made lightning lane, we secured one for It's a Small World at 7:15. So that was about 45 minutes out. And that was when we started to use our stacked lightning lanes. We hit Pirates, Big Thunder, Jungle Cruise, and It's a Small World, all within about an hour and 15-minute time span. I do want to give you a heads up, the Jungle Cruise lightning lane line moves very slowly. It was the longest one we waited in. Most of them were about 5 to 10 minutes. Jungle Cruise was pushing about 20, which was still better than the 85-minute posted wait time. So finally, after we got off of Small World, we made reservations for attractions that didn't necessarily need lightning lane, but as I said before, we were trying to see exactly how many we could get within that time frame. By 7:45, most people were camped out for the 9 p.m. fireworks show, so wait times were really low. The wait time was 5 minutes and the lightning lane was completely unnecessary, but we made them anyway. At 7:45, when we got off of Small World, we were able to make an 8 p.m. return time for Little Mermaid. And then after that, we were able to hit 4 rides with lightning lane attractions pretty much right up to the fireworks. So in that time frame, we did Little Mermaid, Mad Tea Party, Barnstormer, and then we actually rode Dumbo through the whole fireworks show. They let us re-ride it, which was really awesome because it's a great spot to watch the fireworks and experience them if you don't want to sit and wait in front of the castle. While we were on Dumbo, we made a reservation for Buzz Lightyear. Unfortunately, the ride went down, but fortunately for us, we got a multi-experience pass. So the multi-experience pass allows you to go on a number of attractions, well, basically almost any attraction that uses lightning lane within that park. So because we got ours at Magic Kingdom, there was a whole list that they gave us of rides that we could go on using that multi-experience lightning lane. The only thing we couldn't use it on, I believe, was Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because that was a paid individual lightning lane attraction. So we decided to use it on Haunted Mansion, which was our final ride of the night. We definitely could have done 1 or 2 more attractions, but this was our first park day, full park day in a very long time. As locals, we don't do full park days that often. And we were really tired, so we wanted to go back to the hotel. So you've made it this far in the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you've liked it so far, if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you're new here. I do a lot of Disney content, going throughout the parks, trying food, all sorts of good stuff. So now the good stuff. Let me talk about my true thoughts on Genie Plus. Genie Plus is not FastPass Plus. While FastPass was a very flawed system, it was infinitely better than this paid Genie Plus system. I honestly wouldn't be against paying money for the old FastPass system if it were to come back. It was just such a smoother experience to use, and it was just easier. There was less guesswork, there was less planning. You could just go on and see, okay, there's a big thunder at 7 p.m. let's grab that one. Let's start with my positives for Genie Plus. Honestly, there aren't many. The wait times were probably the biggest takeaway positive. We didn't wait more than 10 minutes for any attraction other than Jungle Cruise, which was about 20 minutes because the load time for Jungle Cruise is just awful. Another positive would have to be the pricing of Lightning Lane. This might be a little controversial, but I think at $15, if you plan it right and do your research, you can actually get a decent amount out of the program. However, this could also be a negative because of its low price. Compared to other parks in the area, more people might buy it, leading to more congested Lightning Lane lines, which in turn leads to much longer wait times in regular standby. And let's do negatives now because there are quite a few. My biggest negative would have to be that you cannot pick your return time. I hate the fact that you have to go with whatever they give you on the app and you can't modify it once you make it. You're basically stuck with that return time, and I don't like that aspect of it at all. I wish that they would let you pick your time to return. It would just make planning your day so much easier. Also, times can change between when you see it on the tip board to when you actually confirm it. At one point we were trying to get a Haunted Mansion and it popped up for 6 p.m. which was perfect because we weren't planning on getting to Magic Kingdom until 6 p.m. And then when I went to go to the confirm screen, it changed to 3 p.m. which honestly did not work for us. I've heard that if you go take screenshots and go to guest relations, they might be able to fix it, but I don't have experience with that, so I can't personally recommend trying that. Major attractions disappear early. While this was very similar with FastPass Plus, the major attractions do go very early. Some attractions do even sell out before the regular off-site guests can get in. This has happened with rides like Slinky Dog Dash, Tower of Terror, and the individual Lightning Lane for Rise of the Resistance. You can only use it once per attraction as well, so once you go on Jungle Cruise once with your Lightning Lane, you cannot go on it again using it. You have to go in the standby queue. With the old system, you were able to book as many fast passes as you'd like for the same attraction as long as they didn't overlap. Finally, you spend a lot more time on your phone trying to get these Lightning Lanes. I know some people did the same thing with FastPass, but it felt like I was constantly refreshing my phone until I secured that Lightning Lane, and sometimes it took 15 to 20 minutes to get the Lightning Lane that I wanted, if I could even get it at all. Now for the big question, should you purchase Genie Plus? So you should purchase Genie Plus if you want to on a day where you're doing Magic Kingdom, or if you are park hopping, probably to Magic Kingdom, because the other parks simply do not have enough attractions to justify the use of Lightning Lane. You should also purchase it if you want to get on as many attractions as possible with as short a wait as possible. Now, if that's all you want to do on your trip, then I would recommend getting it, but if you want to do parades, shows, character meets, any of those things, I wouldn't recommend getting it. Also, you have to be willing to go on smaller attractions with it. You're not going to get all the big name rides in one day using Genie Plus as much as you'd like to. It's just not feasible. As for not buying Genie Plus, I wouldn't recommend buying it in general. It just feels like a pointless system that is convoluted and confusing. But you definitely should not get it if you are doing single days at Epcot, Hollywood Studios, or Animal Kingdom, simply because those parks, as I said before, do not have enough attractions with Lightning Lane to make it worth your while. You also, as I also said before, you should not get it if you want to do sit-down dining, character meets, parades, shows, fireworks, all of that stuff. It just, especially if you want to camp out for parades and fireworks, it doesn't work. So overall, this was a fun experiment. It was a good learning experience in case I have friends that do come down that aren't locals and want to purchase Genie Plus. I at least have some sort of familiarity with it. I will not be purchasing Genie Plus in the future unless they do come down and wish to buy it. Personally, for me, it's not worth it, and it just feels like a major cash grab for the Disney parks. So I know this was a long video. If you made it this far, give me a thumbs up in the comments. I do hope that it helped you out with Genie Plus in deciding whether or not you want to use it, or if you do want to use it, giving you a couple little tips and tricks along the way to maximize your day with Genie Plus. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below or message me on Instagram, which is Soaring Over the Magic, no G. I will try to help you as much as I can, but I am by no means a pro at Genie Plus. I just did it for one day and was giving you my thoughts. Or you can let me know your thoughts on Genie Plus in the comments. Do you think it's worthwhile? Do you think it's a cash grab? Let me know and we can start a conversation. But anyway, that'll do it for me here from Epcot. Again, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. I do all sorts of Disney content. Usually it's not as long as this video, I promise. And always remember to soar over the magic. See you guys.